Willie Mo Jr. here. Bruh, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had such a time this weekend in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm gonna tell you all about it right after this.
Khalil Moore here, I'm 18 years old, and I know as a preteen and as a teenager, a lot of us be going through the same issues together. So as this mentorship, I want to make sure that we all can be a family together and come together as a community and make sure that we can all solve our issues with each other. We're going to laugh, we're going to cry, we're going to do it all together. So make sure you sign up today.
So me and my son, we've been on the road for the last 2 weeks having a real good time. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time inspiring people. Lo and behold, your nephew landed in his home city of St. Louis, Missouri. I mean, first thing we did when we got off the plane is we had an interview with the one and only Kevin Johnson. Now, Kevin Johnson is like one of the most amazing writers of our time. And it was just such an honor to be sitting down with him and just having an interview for the Post-Dispatch. Then we headed over to Fox News to hang out with Miss Shirley Washington. She, a legend in St. Louis, had an opportunity to have another interview there. Next day, we ended up going to this little thing called a sneaker ball. And I'm going to be honest with you, I had the cleanest little suit. Shout out to Dave, the stylist. He did his thing, put me in them little clothes, and I was looking fresh, flat out. Next day, I ended up at live church with Pastor Shadrach Martin and all my friends and family members that ended up coming. It was off the chain. But I want to be honest with you. Something was plaguing me in the back of my mind. I knew that on Sunday after church that I was about to meet more members of my biological family. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm good in any environment, any neighborhood, any hood. But it's something about when I'm about to meet people in my biological family, something in my chest started to go to beating. You know what I'm saying? Go to beating just a little bit harder than it's supposed to. I ended up taking me a little nap because when you get over the age of 35, you be praying for like a little nap, especially after you finish speaking. Like a nap is almost like a dessert, if you would, because I don't know why when you get older you want a nap. But I took me a little nap or whatever, and then it was time to go see my biological family. When I pulled up, I ended up walking to the window. I'm walking in, heart beating, nervous a little bit. And when I walk in, I see my biological family. And they stand up and they start clapping for my mother and my father. And in that moment, like, I got so much peace because of the celebration. Then I start thinking about you. Everybody wants to be celebrated and not just tolerated. It's something about when you're celebrated, it somehow alleviates all the nervousness and the issues and the problems and the anxiety because the celebration shows that you are loved and you are cared for. You know, you may be in a relationship right now where you no longer feel celebrated. And see, that's why anxiety and nervousness and anger starts to rise up because you don't feel like anything that you're doing is worth celebrating because nobody is celebrating you. And I know, the Bible say encourage yourself in the Lord. And that is awesome. However, I do want to say that everybody wants to be celebrated and not just tolerated. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to be able to communicate how much you need to be celebrated in something. And if you are not celebrated, I want to challenge you to go to Party City for a little while, get you some of them streamers, pull over to the side of the road and throw yourself your own party, because the last thing that I want you to do is be in fear and nervous and having anxiety because you don't know what it feels like to be celebrated anymore. Oh, and if you have not been celebrated, let me just say this. I don't know you, but I'm proud of you. You're special. You're amazing. You're doing great. You may not be exactly where you want to be, but you're not exactly where you were. So I want you to remember that a small step is still a step. And I support every small step that you take towards your destiny. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't let nervousness and anxiety stop you from going forth and who you're called to be. The greatest days are ahead of you. Don't focus on the past. There's a bigger future. Flat out. Hey family, remember, log on to morementorship.com. Sign up your teenager before school starts. I'm going to open up about 50 slots for our online mentoring program. Coming up in the next few months, we got Inky Johnson coming. Zay Tovin is coming. And this month, we got a really huge star who's going to be pouring into our youngsters. I'm excited about it. Flat out.